Our heroes had come to the old dwarven fortress of Axholm. Though quiet and seemingly forgotten in time from the outside, they quickly learned that the inside was filled with ghouls and the stench of death. After narrowly escaping an encounter with roughly a dozen ghouls yearning for their flesh, they were able to retreat back to the safety of the mountain pass, where they spent the night resting and recuperating. The following morning, they made their way back inside, upon noticing a balcony 20 feet above their heads, deep within the mustering hall. The party made their way up to the second floor, after securing a rope to the balcony's edge. Before proceeding forward, along the darkened corridors ahead of them, Fayda decided to go forward alone and scout out what might be lying ahead. As she moved silently through the halls, a banshee suddenly revealed itself. Though not particularly threatening to Fayda, as she was still obscured within the shadows of the hallway, the banshee's eyes seemed far off and distant. The other party members came barreling out of their hiding place to come to Fayda's aid. And in the end, as the dust settled, Marcus and Sudamir lie dead. The color faded from their cheeks, their eyes glazed over. Fayda now finds herself alone, grievously injured herself, and looking down on her former comrades. And there you have it.
Haha. Goddamn.
What is
Alright.
Fayda's health looking like?
1 HP.
You have 1 HP.
I have 1. Yep, after my death save. You know, I feel like if you get a nat 20 on your last one, you should just get full hit points after that. Fuck. Okay. Where did I leave off? I think I was shaking them, perhaps?
Yeah, as your hands grab into Marcus's cloak and you give him a shake, you just realize he's not moving. There's no waking him up from the state he's in. You kind of reach out and touch Sudamir and rock him by the shoulder plate, and same response.
Alright, with tears just streaming down my eyes and realizing that my friends are not alive. Like, they're dead. I quickly try to come to my senses. I wipe the tears from my eyes and try to think, how the hell am I going to get out of here by myself? I'm terrified to go down this rope. I just fell down another 20-foot fall. I'm hurting pretty bad. So what I'm going to try to do is I don't want the ghouls to eat my friends. They deserve better than that. They deserve a proper burial. I want to try to preserve what I can of them so that we may have a proper burial. I want to try to drag them into the previous area that was concaved to try and protect their bodies.
Okay, you would have no problem doing that. So,
okay.
Where would you be pulling them to? Like,
just kind of like into this like back area here.
All right. Yeah. I mean, you aren't doing anything crazy. It'd take you a little bit of time, little muscle effort on that. But I mean, the state you're in. Imagine you're in that situation. You know, like you could spend an hour if you needed to just to drag them, even wounded, giving it your all. Just, you know, feet sliding and slipping, just tears in your eyes.
Trying not to cry as I'm dragging their lifeless corpses. I want to search them. I want to see if there's something I can take to kind of have with me as like a keepsake kind of thing. See what they have on their bodies. Like maybe Sudamir has a potion I can use to help me try to get out of here.
All right. So who are you patting down first?
I'm going to pat down Sudamir first because I know he was, you know, having a thing with the potions maker, and I'm hoping that he has one for me to take.
All right, yeah. As you kind of search through his belongings and go through his man bag, you find one potion of healing, and there you go.
Yes. I will take that potion. Did you add it to me? You did. Okay, that was quick. And before I drink the potion, I'm just gonna lean down and give Sudamir a little kiss on the forehead and thank him for possibly falling for a potions maker. And then I'm gonna go ahead.
He also has that clockwork amulet around his neck, and you see that he's got an emblem that he kept tucked in his pocket as well. Presumably his holy symbol representing his work as a paladin.
Yeah, I want to go ahead and take his holy symbol just to keep it safe in case when I come back to give them their proper burial that I still have something that of him, you know what I mean? But when I bury them, if I can bury them, I want to bring his amulet back to him.
Okay.
So I'm going to go ahead and take his amulet.
He also has an evil petrified hand box.
Perhaps we leave that here and not on my person because I didn't want him to have that in the first place.
All right. Yep. So you just tuck that right back in the bag?
Yep, I just put that right there. I kind of roll my eyes a little bit, and this fucking idiot, I told him, this is probably what happened. It was probably cursed or something.
I believe he has the other sending stone.
I'll go ahead and take the sending stone too.
Okay. I've added that to your inventory.
Does he have any gold? Is that fucked? I don't want to. I feel fucked.
I mean, it's not fucked. You're hours away from town, in the middle of an abandoned fortress by yourself, nearly dead.
I need whatever I can get, and I mean, if I can take their money and do something, or you know, maybe use it for my own little cause. But I don't want to just leave a bunch of stuff here.
All right, I've adjusted your gold. You now have 13 total and 51 silver. He had
How much did he have on him?
And 1 silver in his pockets. Oh, and hang on here. It was 1 platinum you actually found.
Oh,
and 5 silver. So 154 silver now. Okay.
Sorry about this, my friend. I don't think you'll really have any use for it where you are.
His eyes are still open, just staring blankly.
I'm gonna close his eyes and give him another kiss on his forehead. And then I will proceed to also search the dead body of my other friend.
All right, upon searching his body, you see he's got 13 gold, 11 silver, and 12 coppers.
Marcus broke as usual. Doesn't even spend his money on anything, so I don't know where it goes.
65. I'll adjust all this for you. 26. Okay. And yeah, I mean, you see, as your eyes kind of glaze over the things he's carrying, you see the fancy ash spear. You kind of smile, kind of lights up your face, remembering when he picked that up from Lenine at her shop.
And then almost got himself killed trying to use it.
You see the magic dagger that he had also purchased, like a matching sister dagger to the one you had bought.
I will take that dagger and replacing the old rusty one that I still had from my past, and putting that one in my bag, and I'll go ahead and put the magic one in my belt, ready for use and escape.
And you find his druid totem, his spellcasting focus.
And I will take that as his remembrance as well if I can't retrieve their bodies.
And you also see the wand of pyrotechnics, and you think back about the gnomes and just everything. As you're searching both of the men, you're realizing all of this fun and excitement you guys have had over such a truly short period of time. That's kind of felt like, it's almost felt like you've been with them for years at this point. the memories you guys have made as you're kind of looking at this wand of pyrotechnics now. And looking back over to Marcus's face.
With each piece I'm pulling out, my eyes begin to well with tears again as I'm trying to hold myself together, and I wipe them away again and kind of shake it off and think to myself, like, I need to get out of here. I don't have time for this.
So do you place the wand back in his possession?
I will take that. I think it maybe could be used at a funeral or something. It could be.
Okay.
A nice thing to have.
And just before you walk away and, or stand back up, you notice what looks to be a little envelope kind of tucked away in his under his cloak.
What is this? Why does he have an envelope? That sounds like something he would actually do. I wonder what it is. I'm gonna open that up.
As you pull that envelope out, you open it up and you find a couple pieces of paper folded up in it. Looks like he had been taking notes or something. One, though, as you're just kind of looking through it, shaking it a little bit, maybe there's a platinum piece in it or something.
I mean, valid.
You see your name on one of them.
My name? What the hell is this? Okay, seems like this is probably meant for me. I'm gonna go ahead and gently open the letter and try to see what it says. So,
as you open the letter, you open it up and you begin to see clearly a letter written to you. And it says the following.
Fei, I know you hate that. I'm sorry I won't be there to help you anymore. Death is a part of life, and I don't fear my passing. I only fear what my death might do to you. Take care of yourself and Sudamir. He'll need you, and I think you'll need him too. Be happy. Please be happy. My first and best friend. Sorry, Sudamir, if she's let you read this. My hope is that I died in defense of my friends. My fear is that it was my fault, and it wasn't just me. One request, if you don't hate me, can you please tell Sister Gorell I have another letter on me for her. I know it's a lot to ask, and it'll be hard, but I would be forever grateful. Oh, do you want to hear my last joke? My death note to Sudamir just said, "Get sturdy." Anyway, since if any of us have survived, it will be you. Can you tell Sudamir for me? I was just trying to keep things light. Please tell him that I respect him deeply, and I hope he finds real happiness in life. He was my brother in arms. If you ever see Jada again, tell her the hat's all hers. I like the way she looked at the good side of the weirdest things. And in case I never said it, Fayda, I love you.
Yeah, you clearly realize that he left this letter for you, and you do see that a couple of them are letters for others.
I ain't gonna lie to you, my glasses are fogging up a little bit. With reading that, the tears began to completely fall from my face. I'm just on the verge of having a break at this point, and just even forgetting why we were even here in the first place and whose fucking idea this was. And then quickly realizing that it was probably Marcus's fucking idea to help these people. And look where it got him. I wipe my tears with my sleeve and fold the letter back up, tucking all of the letters into my bag. And then I lean down and give Marcus a little kiss on his forehead as well, and just say thank you for always looking out for me and trying to do right by me when you didn't have to. And with that, is it possible for me to take a little short rest? Does that count as a short rest as I'm sitting here kind of
Yeah.
looting and
yeah, you just kind of lean your back against the wall and between just kind of going over them and the time you spend looking at the letter, you just kind of relax and spend a good hour just, making sure you're ready to try to escape this hellhole you found yourself in.
I'll take that. I will take that.
Throughout
17.
this rest, you haven't heard a peep. You did hear, just before you decided to end your rest, you did hear a few creaks and snapping, but it sounded more like just the settling of all this stone.
Okay, there's nothing in this room, or is there anything in this room at all?
In the room you're in right now?
Yes. Anything at all?
No, there's nothing here.
Okay.
Again, where you set them is an old collapsed part of the room that used to head north.
Praying to the God that it doesn't collapse more on my way out of this place. Okay. I'm thinking to myself that I'm going to close these doors and I'm not going down that rope, because if I fall, I don't know how bad that's going to happen. You know what I mean? So we're going to try and sneak out of here and go back to town and gather my thoughts and feelings and recuperate.
Okay.
Can I roll perception to see if I hear anything on the other side of this door?
You may.
I'm like shaking. Okay.
You hear nothing. It's as quiet as it's been the whole time you've been resting.
Okay, I would like to roll stealth and proceed through the halls as quietly as possible.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, you've
All right.
mustered all this focus. The hour you spent going over the boys and reading that letter. It's like you've never been more focused on making sure you don't follow in their footsteps and that you get out of here and that you're able to at least give them a final resting place and see to it you can take care of things.
Alrighty.
So you pull your hood up tight and open the door and move forward.
Okay, so I noticed that the door does swing outward. Is there a way to kind of lock it or latch it or anything like that? Trying to preserve their bodies here, because if ghouls eat them, there's not going to be a burial, and that's just wrong.
So the lock's on the inside of that door. There is an old lock.
Okay. Fuck.
But I mean, from what you noticed, it didn't seem like the ghouls or anything were passively walking through, and they seem to have been, wherever they had come from, they only seem to have been disturbed once when you had made all that sound opening the gate. So you believe that staying quiet like this, there's a really good chance that they won't be found, especially with how bad the smell is in here. It smells so bad. It smells like rotting flesh everywhere.
Got it. Okay. I'm gonna stick close to the ground and gently close the door behind me. And I'm gonna try to avoid this area. I don't know where this banshee went, which does not bode well for me. And just continue to kind of slide my hand along this wall and trace my steps this way. So, are these stairs here?
Yes, you see those are stairs going down.
Going down. Okay.
Yep,
that's good.
Really big stairwell.
And then... And these... What are these going up?
Going down.
Going down as well. Fucking shit. All right. Okay,
so
logically.
Looking that way, though, it looks very dark.
Okay.
Compared to looking at the stairs to your south, which looks still dim light. To you can tell that connects down to where you've come from. The ones you're looking at on the left-hand side of your character, right hand on the screen, those look like pitch blackness at the heading down into the abyss.
Okay. I'm in such a heavy debate with myself on whether I need to figure out what else is in here before I go back.
Roll
But
perception
that is
as you walk right here.
dangerous. Today's a day.
You hear and the crunching sound of like sticks breaking. Presumably, what you would imagine the sound of sticks being snapped in half coming from this door over here.
Or bones. Alrighty. Probably avoid that then. And probably best for my health and my sanity should just continue to creep along this wall. I'm gonna shuffle over to the other side and kind of keep hugging the walls as I'm going down.
All right. I will take you to the other map. All right, as you make your way to the bottom of the steps, you find yourself back on the first floor.
Oh boy. Alright, just as quietly as I can be. Can I roll perception to see if I hear anything in the room ahead of me?
Yes, you may.
Oh my god, what is happening?
So, the stench of death hangs heavy in the air of this dusty pillared hall, which has a dark, soot-stained fireplace at the east end, close to you. A deep alcove in the southern wall as you peek your head around. If you want to go ahead and peek your head around.
Boop. Boop.
Contains a dais, atop which rests a limestone throne, flanked by granite statues of dwarf warriors. And between the throne and the fireplace is the hallway that you're coming from, leading back up to the second floor. In here, you feel... You know that feeling you get when you walk into... when you're walking somewhere and you could swear somebody's looking at you, or you feel that somebody's in the same room as you?
Yes.
You have that feeling currently.
Alrighty. Fantastic.
Roll
I'm
stealth.
Okay. Not the best.
You're fine.
Well, with my modifier, right?
But you have this feeling that there's somebody in the room with you. Not that you're particularly being followed or anything. You just have that feeling that you're not the only occupant.
Absolutely terrified that there might be a banshee in here. Because I can't see them. I'm gonna pull a Santa Claus. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna do that. Goes up the chimney. Okay, I'm gonna go to this side and gently creep my way along the edges. Taking every step ever so slightly, having my head on a swivel. Alright. Do I hear anything on the other side of this door?
Without rolling, no, it's absolutely quiet.
Then I will roll and use my lucky skill to not get a 1.
That's so smart of you to use the lucky skill in that moment.
Oh, I know, right?
Yeah, you don't hear a thing. It's just as quiet as everything else has been.
All right, I'm gonna slowly twist the door handle and open it and just peek my head through slightly to see if I see anything. Okay, do I see anything?
You see nothing. Let me describe sort of what you're seeing though with those slits in the fog of war there. You're in what's like an inner gauntlet. You see that there's arrow slits on both sides of the wall. And looking behind you at that throne, you can kind of piece together that's kind of like the high security wing of walking into the throne room. And those rooms to the sides right there have those giant ballista bolts and stuff ready for defense in case people were to have broken through the main entrance and pushed this far in.
All right. I'm gonna open the door and make sure it doesn't make any creaks on my way through. And then quickly slide over to the wall, gently hugging it as I creep along. I'm gonna just go ahead and peek my head through this door as well. This one.
All right, roll stealth. Okay.
All right. Do I see any ghouls or anything? I think this is where they died.
Oh, actually, yes. You should see. 2 ghouls back in that outside foyer with the iron gate. You barely see their silhouettes, just kind of hunched over, and from this distance you can still hear the echoes of lip smacking and chewing and crunching.
Okay. And we left these doors open, so that bodes well for me.
They're out there. Looks like they're eating the dead. Like they're
their own.
Yeah, their own.
Okay. Going to come this way, and then I'm just going to continuously hug this wall, trying to blend into the shadows as much as I can. Because if one of those things catches me and I get paralyzed, that's it. I'm going to silently close this door because I'm paranoid.
Okay.
As I'm walking past.
So that door's not that silent, so I need you to roll me a stealth check on that door.
Who says it's not silent? I rolled a 2.
Let me check one thing.
Oh, fucking shit. I had to close the goddamn door.
So you close it and it's like, but you kind of like look around and tense up, and you don't hear any, you just still hear them just snacking.
Okay. In my head, I'm just like, okay, lots of creaky noises in the temple. This should be fine. This should be fine. Okay. And I'm gonna continue to walk so fucking slowly and silently along this wall, my heart racing in my chest, absolutely terrified.
Need you to roll me another stealth check.
Get that fucking 2 out of the way.
All right, you can continue to move. They're still just faces buried into whatever they're snacking on in that.
Okay. And then I want to squeeze through this hole here.
All right, you have no problem doing so. I like how I don't even have to help you. It's like your token knows you're tiny.
Fuck off, Foundry. No, but thank you. It's funny because you had to help me when I was up here, but not down here.
Yeah, and it's like, nope, I'll let her squeeze through the hole.
I know, I was like, I'm just gonna try and see what happens, and then let me, and I was like, okay. All right. Going to back up a little bit. And
currently
continue.
you're hearing, and they're just out there snacking, chewing, crunching.
Just the shiver just runs up my spine, just absolutely terrified that if these things hit me, I am fucking dead. My heart racing as I quickly shuffle past this first opening. Taking a small break in between openings, taking a listen to make sure that nothing heard me. And then I'm gonna shuffle past this opening.
Roll stealth.
Okay.
You're fine.
Thank God for these fucking modifiers. Okay. And then going to continue. Ever so quietly and absolutely terrified.
I think this is the hardest part.
Getting out because they're facing this way. All right.
As you look through this arrow slit, you're looking at that 5-foot gap of the portcullis pulled up in the air, and you see them clearly under it. Clearly, that's a straight shot for them to rush towards you if you are to be spotted as you climb through the arrow slit.
All right. I'm gonna sit in this corner for a second, collecting myself, and I just sit there and I think, okay, last shot. Anything happens, call the horses, get the fuck out. All right. I take a deep breath quietly through my nose. And then I step out from this ballista, which it does not let me do on this side.
All right, roll stealth.
Okay. Oh, my hands are shaking a little bit.
All right, I'm going to move you, and then I'm going to explain what happens.
Okay.
So as you slowly step out of the arrow slit and your feet drop to the ground with a soft thump, you look over very slowly to see what they're doing. And they just continue to move around. This one quickly rushes over and steals an arm from this one. They start growling and kind of scratching at each other, and he runs off and continues to chew on his new piece of arm he grabbed off of the other ghoul. And you are unnoticed.
All right. I'm just like fighting the urge to shoot one of these motherfuckers, but I'm going to just get the fuck out. Very quietly, making my way back to the horses. I'm guessing I don't see anything out here.
Yeah, you don't see anything out here except the horses and the little camp spot, the put out fire that you guys had set up.
Okay. As soon as I kind of reach this point a little farther away from the building, I just take into a full sprint, running towards Princess Buttercup, and I'm just gonna assume this one's her, and I just hop as high in the air as I can onto her back and lift myself up onto her, and I yell at her and said, "Princess, go!" And then I kind of like click my tongue at the other two horses and just like.
It's almost as if she could sense your fear and urgency, and as soon as you're on her back, the other horses just kind of come running over to her as if they were summoned by Buttercup herself to join the group, as you guys are able to make your way safely away from Axholm. Let's go to. So
My heart's beating.
You might have felt like that was the hardest part, right?
Oh, fantastic. I love you so much. You're the best DM in the world.
So sadly, the way this works is I have to roll the dice a couple times here.
Yep. I thought about that, but here we are.
There's one.
Horses,
Yeah.
some faster at least.
Okay. And
Fucking
last
cryo
one.
vein shows up right now.
All right. So I'm sorry to say that you have no issue making it to
You
Phandalin.
son of a bitch! I'm sorry to say. Oh my god, I fucking hate you. I'm sweating.
Let's take you into Phandalin.
I'm hot, but my hands are freezing and clammy.
I just realized, I'm like, okay, let me load her in. And remember when I moved you guys to the bottom of the map and I said, so, that way it feels normal when we come back and you guys aren't all the way at the top. And I'm like, and I believe somebody, maybe me, maybe all of us kind of made a comment about if everybody comes back. And then here we are. Only the 3 horses and you come back.
Fuck. All right.
Okay.
I didn't think I'd make it this far. Thank God I'm stealthy, right? Jesus. Imagine Sudamir trying to get out of there.
Oh, yeah. Solo.
Solo Sudamir trying to get out of there? Oh, man. I mean, he's got his special armor, but it doesn't make his... I think Marcus could have made it out just because he's got Pass Without a Trace and his stealth is naturally pretty good.
Yeah, you get here and it's about 1 p.m.
All right.
As you come in, some of the miners in town are kind of giving you smiles. Nobody's really picking up on anything being wrong. They just, they see a familiar face. One of the adventurers that they've seen at the tavern quite often, or outside the miners' exchange, or talking to Halia. So they kind of give you a smile and a wave. A couple of them do kind of look around, expecting to see Marcus and Sudamir, and You do notice a few facial expressions and some eyebrows raised as they see you atop one horse and only the two others following behind.
Okay.
But yeah, you make your way into town and everything's fine.
Did you say Holly is outside the miners' exchange talking?
No.
No.
She's in the miners' exchange, presumably.
Oh, okay, my question. Am I feeling any kind of side effects or anything from the whale itself? Like
No. You feel
okay.
You at this point the only side effect you're feeling is survivor's guilt. and just a whole lot of pain from not having a night's rest yet and still not fully healthy.
Okay. Got it. As I'm in town, I'm still riding these horses at a fairly decent pace. Not as fast due to the fact that there are probably people walking around and I don't want to hurt anybody, but I'm still fairly riding them quickly as I come up through the miners' exchange. And then I stop in front of the miners' exchange and I just kind of hop off of Princess Buttercup and just go and bust through the doors of the miners' exchange, just sweat and tears and soot and blood and just nasty shit all over me, just completely disgusting. And at this point, tears not fully falling, but just really welling in my eyes, and I just bust the doors open.
Yeah, as you fling the doors open, immediately, just the way you did that was so loud and unnatural. It gets the attention of everybody in there. What was like people talking at different stations and getting their payouts and weighing their haul at each of the clerks, they all kind of go quiet, and people turn to see who has just busted in the door. They see, visibly how you look, the disheveled and dirty and the tears in your eyes, and they all just kind of have this feeling like they can tell something is clearly wrong. The clerk that you're most familiar with dealing with, who is usually seemingly Halia's right hand man, gnomish fellow, he comes running up. Yes, what can I help you with, Miss Fayda? Is everything okay?
They're gone. They're gone. Where's Halia? Where's Sister Gorell? I need help. I don't feel well. Please help me.
Just here, take a seat. And he kind of brings you over to his actual staff chair behind his table. Just kind of notions that you can take a seat. I'll get with Master Halia right now. Just give me a moment. Would you like any water or anything?
I guess I don't even know what I need. I need help. And as I'm like walking to the chair, I don't even quite make it, and I just kind of fall on the ground on my knees.
Oh dear. Thomas, get some water, please, and a towel, a hand towel. Yeah. He kind of like lifts you up a bit and kind of this way here to the chair, and he'll set you, like, kind of help you into the chair. Some of the other clerks, including Thomas, they all kind of rush around and they're getting water and bringing some stuff over, and a couple are whispering to each other, like, what should we do? Should we get something? Is some run to look outside the door, kind of wondering if maybe what you're talking about happened right here in town, or nobody really knows what's going on. And with that, the clerk you're talking to quickly runs off to Halia's office. You see him knocking on the door. At this point, I don't know if you see him knocking on the door, if you can see through the tears welling in your eyes, and all these little gnomish fellows helping you, giving you water and kind of wiping the tears away from your eyes and wiping the dirt off your cheeks. And with that, we're going to take a little 5-minute break.
Fei.
They're gone. They're just gone.
Death is a part of life, and I don't fear my passing. I only fear what my death might do.
I don't know what to do.
It's okay. It's okay.
Fayda, I love you.
Quickly, Halia You kind of lift your head and realize, within the span of a minute or 5, you just feel kind of lost and confused, not sure exactly how long, but you kind of feel a familiar warmth placed on your shoulder. You can kind of smell this rose scent that's familiar as well. The smell of Halia's hair, and then you feel just an over full body embrace as you're being hugged. You just know it's Halia. She doesn't say a word. She just kind of like lets you take it in, and also let it out at the same time.
With that, I don't even have the strength to wrap my arms back around her, and with the tears welled in my eyes, they just begin to completely fall down my face.
It's okay. It's okay.
They're gone.
I know.
I don't know what to do.
You hear movement around you. You also hear a few of the gnomes and the dwarves that work here start kind of telling people in hushed tones, like, you'll have to come back. Give us about an hour. We're gonna close for a bit. Just leave the wagons, and we'll have an escort stand with the wagons. So you're hearing they're kind of shutting the place down for a bit. One of them yells out, "Early lunch, people! Early lunch, or extended lunch, people! Extended lunch." So yeah, with that, Halia just kind of steps back and says, "Here, why don't you come with me?" And she kind of takes you by the hand and escorts you into her office, where she's got her sofa that Sudamir had once watched you have a little game session with her.
That doesn't sound appropriate.
While he was chewing his peanuts or whatever he's snacking on, his beef jerky.
Good times.
Yeah, so she shuts the door. You hear her. You can't really tell what she's saying as she's giving orders to her staff, but she's just speaking quietly, not to be, secretive or anything. Just keeping your voice down, and between what's going on in your head and your feelings, you don't really pick up on really what all's happening. You're almost in a daze. And she sits down and just tell me what happened.
And I'll slowly go and sit down next to her, kind of just plopping all my hefty 40 pounds onto the couch, and I just put my hands to my face and bury myself in them, and I just tell her, there was so many ghouls, and we got out, and we thought we were fine, and we took a rest, but we went up, and it was so stupid, I don't know, and there was a banshee just showed up, and next thing you know, I woke up and they were dead. I don't know what happened. I just begin to shake.
You could tell she's kind of looking you over. Are you injured?
Not physically. I don't feel well. I'm sick, and that banshee really just fucked with my head.
And you've just gotten back to town?
This is the first place I came. I didn't know where else to go.
Thomas! And you see the door open up a quick second later. Yes, Miss Halia. Could you go get Sister Gorell? Tell her it's urgent. And he just kind of gives you both a look. He looks kind of rattled at everything going on. Yes, right away. And he shuts the door quietly and proceeds to head out of the exchange.
I unbury my face from my hands, and I glance over at her with this complete disarrayed face, and I'm like, what am I going to tell Sister Gorell? Marcus is gone too.
Oh, Marcus isn't gone. Not yet. We don't know for sure.
I saw his lifeless body sitting there. He wasn't breathing.
Shh. It's okay. It's okay. We'll take care of this. One step at a time. You need some rest. When's the last time you've got some actual rest?
At least a day. too. I don't even know how long it's been. I don't know how long I was knocked out.
All right. Well, you come with me, and let's get you set up to get some sleep, and I'll take care of everything else. And yeah, with that, she stands up and takes you over to her door, and will take you through the office and escort you to her place. Upon entering her place, she just tells you, you can take a seat on the sofa, or feel free to get some sleep in my room. I will be at the exchange. But for now, I do have this, and she sets down a vial on the counter. This will help you get some sleep. You can use this, and she notions towards her kitchenware. She's got her teapot and everything. You can heat yourself a drink. You just add a couple drops of this, and it'll help you get some rest. I say you just get a few hours of sleep, and I'll talk with Sister Gorel, and we'll take care of this.
Thank you. You don't
everything will
have
be
to
okay.
do this. I trust that you mean that. Thank you. And I'll just pick up the vial and kind of start heading towards the kitchen.
She, I mean, if you happen to look over at her before she leaves, she kind of has an expression where she's a little concerned to leave you alone. Presumably, she doesn't know you quite well enough, or at least not to the point where, does anyone truly know anyone in a moment of pure trauma, how they're gonna react, or, things they might do. So she's a little concerned, she does wear that expression openly for her being so good at staying well composed.
So I definitely pick up on that.
Yeah, she's definitely showing her actual self on her sleeve compared to normal. And you can clearly see that there is real concern. And she just... again, I would stay with you, but as you've told me what happened, I do think it's important we get Sister Gorel involved. And first things first is your health. You may help yourself to the bath. And you know where her bath is. It's got its own water pump. Hot water comes out from the spring beneath Phandalin, so you'd be able to just pump yourself some hot water and bathe. She tells you that don't worry about your clothes. You can borrow some of her robes or some of her clothes if you need something comfortable to get some rest in. And she would also tell you, even if you can't sleep, just to take that bath, get cleaned up, and relax. Like, lay down. And if you can't sleep through it, just let your body at least relax. And that she will see you in a few hours once she gets the exchange closed up for the day. And if you need anything, don't hesitate to come back over and get someone. And that she will also send Thomas over to check in on you from time to time. So make sure anything you don't want shown to be wearing something by then. Just to try to liven the mood a bit, she jests.
Thank you. I appreciate this more than I could even really tell you.
Yes. Well, do get some rest. I'll see you soon.
I will try.
All right. And with that, she'll leave you in her home for a while. I need to know what exactly you end up doing. Like a recap of what's going to be about 5 hours of Thomas coming in to check on you every hour or so.
Oh boy. Oh my god. 5 hours of being in her home is what you're saying, correct?
Yep.
Well,
are you not going to get some rest and be with you asking that question? Are you gonna eavesdrop into her shit?
I'm highly tempted. I mean, fuck. That is... Fuck. I didn't think I would get 5 hours in here by myself. Well, first I will go shower and get these nasty soot-covered rags off. Taking probably 45 minutes to an hour in the shower, just really getting in all the crevices. I'm covered in so much nasty shit right now.
Yeah, the soap's even having a hard time dealing with just the pure stench of
my
rot.
mess. Oh, this poor woman's house. I have just destroyed it.
Like your sweat, the sweat and dirt on you is just like it clung to that smell. You know, when a smell sticks to something so bad it just won't go away.
Oh, why did you do this to me? Well, I don't think I'm gonna be getting any sleep.
Did you drink any tea?
No.
No?
I went straight to the shower.
Okay.
I wish I knew I was gonna do this. Okay. I'm gonna do the logical thing here and not over the table anything. And I am going to, I'm gonna drink a thing of tea to try and get some rest.
Okay. So when you drink the tea, it's not that it knocks you out or anything. It does give you that feeling like you've had a couple beers. You feel actually good. Like you're kind of smiling as you're washing the dirt off your body, and like you've got a warm feeling in your face, like flushed. It did give you this like release, like this relief that you could get some rest. Like it actually made you feel better. Think of it like you took a D&D Xanax. like if Halia was there, you'd probably be a little extra chatty with her.
I love that. Okay, with that, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to set my bag kind of on the floor and lay down on the floor because I don't want to get any of the stench or nastiness all over her house.
Okay.
I was thinking, I'm glad you brought that up too, because you were like, she said there's like the bed and the couch, and I was like, I don't want to lay on that. That's fucked. And then I'll just try and get any kind of rest I can get.
Okay, so you're not gonna fool around with anything in our house?
Why do you say that? Because I want to so fucking bad.
Well, I'm just saying because you made it seem like you were considering it, so I'm just asking, like.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Fuck it. I lay on the ground for about an hour, realizing that I'm not actually gonna get any sleep, and I get up.
Okay.
And start walking around. I'm too curious. I need to know who this woman is. And also that expression of concern was a little concerning to me. Is she concerned of my health or concerned of me being in her home?
Roll insight on that if you'd like to question that.
Yeah, I was very curious about whether that was... Oh, motherfucker, it was almost an 18. God damn it.
You have no idea. Like, in that question you're asking me, was she concerned about me being in her house or concerned about me? That's just a question that stays within your head.
With that, I'm gonna kind of wander around the house a little bit. And does she have a desk or anything in there?
So what you know about her house is it's pretty quaint. It's just got the basic living room area, some books, bookshelf. She looks like an avid reader. None of the books really stand out to you. It's a little bit of everything, almost like it's for sorry, I saw. Well, damn. It's looks as if it's mostly for decorative purposes, and there's a few that catch your eye like that actually might be something she's interested in because it just stands out compared to the other books, like Economics of the Sword Coast. A few handwritten notes here and there on some of the books, but again, nothing that catches your attention. With her room, she's got her oak dresser. She's got a very nice bed compared to many of the locals' homes that you've been around. You can definitely tell the quality of her sheets and even the wood build of her dresser and whatnot. They all look imported. They don't look like somebody who would live in Phandalin, things that they would own. Definitely, like, she is a big city woman living in a small town. Roll perception in her room, because the whole house is pretty simple.
Very like minimalistic.
Yeah, but if you want to go sleuthing through a room a bit, kind of peeking around and putting your fingers in dresser drawers and all that, let me check something here. All right. So, you notice that within her wardrobe, she has a false back panel, a lot like the back panel that was found in the Butterskull Ranch. Very similar to Big Al's wardrobe.
All right. Well, first I'm going to try and use my fingers to try and pop off that back panel.
All right. When you touch it, your fingers can't actually touch it.
What?
It's as if you're pressing on an invisible piece of air, barring you from touching that panel.
This bitch. Fuck, I wish I had magic or something. I don't have anything.
You can do an arcana check.
Okay. I've never done that, so we're probably going to fail this. Oh! Oh! Yeah, 20.
You can clearly tell that this is a magical trap preventing you from going into this, and you feel that you might be risking your little fingers if you were to try to tamper with it too much.
Oh. If I didn't get a nat 20, I probably would have just done it.
Upon discovering this, I do need you to roll a perception check as well.
Oh, I'm so fucking nervous. God damn it.
Oh yeah. And you don't notice anything unusual as you take a peek over your shoulder and around the room.
Oh no.
But you do hear a light knock at the front door.
I will quickly close up her wardrobe and put everything back to where I got it.
Hello. Letting myself in, just checking in again.
I did put clothes on.
Oh, okay, good. You've got clothes on. Okay, that's why I knocked first.
Yep, go ahead. Yep, you can come in. I'm not sleeping. I couldn't get any sleep.
I won't come in.
No.
I'll just stay here at the front door. Just wanted to make sure you're okay.
I'll go to the front door and I'll just crack it open. Just everything's fine. I'm not able to get any sleep. It's been a really rough day or so for me.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I just figured I would stop by and do my rounds and make sure you're doing well. There, Fayda. Is there anything I can bring you, or are you perhaps hungry? I could go get you something freshly cooked over at the tavern, perhaps.
Yes, please. I'm famished. That would be wonderful. Thank you, Thomas.
Yes. Anything else you request that I could bring for you?
No, I'm all right. Thank you.
Okay. Well, Madam Halia will be back home in, I'd say, about an hour. She's wrapping up she's wrapping up some paperwork in her office as we speak. I'll go get you that food, and she'll be joining you soon.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. And I will wait here patiently and try and relax some more.
Okay. See you shortly. And he'll turn around and start walking away. As you shut the door, roll a perception check.
Oh, God. Fucking shit. God damn it.
All right. Yep. So you're good.
I'm not good.
So unless there's any other fooling around you want to do, he ends up bringing you back some food. It's some sliced up steak flank from when Big Hal had ordered some beef to be delivered over at the Stonehill, and it's got you some cut up leftover steak flake and a little bit of porridge to go with it. Some freshly sliced fruits from Darren's farm. Got a little fruit cocktail going on, some peaches or some pears and apples. And he also brings you a little flask of wine from the tavern as well. And he's like, well, Mr. Toblin said that you seem to have appreciate his special wine, he calls it. So he kind of heard that you had shown up in town distressed. They're all very worried about you, so he wanted me to give you this as well.
Thank you. That's really sweet of everybody.
Yes,
And
well,
I'll just kind of take all of it and set it down.
yes, the stank flake. Have you had the stank flake?
Stank.
Yes, so again, as you shut the door and she'll be here in about half an hour. Enjoy your food. Roll me a perception check when you shut the door again.
God, please. Oh, okay. Almost a 9.
You, as you shut the door, you catch the last couple words of him kind of talking out loud. And almost, to you, it almost just sounds like he's mumbling to himself. But your little ears just happen to pick that up, and it kind of makes you double take, like, wait, what? What did I hear? As you hear, let me think of how to phrase this since you're just picking up little pieces.
21 is only pieces?
Yeah, I mean, shut the door, and he's not trying to be loud about this. This is something he's saying pretty quiet.
Okay.
You catch the first part where it's like, yes, indeed. And then the last little couple words of, just continue to watch.
A bead of sweat begins to just drip down my face, feeling extremely nervous at this point that I don't know, and I feel like he's talking about me. And I just walk back to the kitchen and begin to try to eat something, and I am definitely not getting drunk, but I am getting a little tipsy on that wine, just trying to calm the nerves a little bit more.
All right. So, maybe he was talking to the guard that's just making sure you're okay, standing guard outside the door.
Yeah.
Halia returns after you've had your meal, sees you've cleaned up the little thing of wine they sent you. So, did you get any rest?
I tried, unrestful, but I feel like that's kind of be expected. I had a long, rough day, you know?
And she puts her hand on your face. Well, you look better.
I'm sure I looked even better than this before. I feel like I still stink, and I'm just completely drained, and I'll kind of place my hand on top of hers.
She leans her head a little close to you and takes like a sniff. Well, I won't argue that.
You don't happen to have anything magical to help with that stench, do you?
Oh, I'm afraid that's just something that will come off with a few more good baths. But I don't think we should worry about that for now, because you're probably going to get a little bit more of that smell on you before this is over. And she takes a seat at the end of the table that you've got your empty plate in front of you at.
And why would I be getting more of that? Because I don't think I want to be going back anywhere where Ghoul is or Banshee.
So I talked with Sister Gorel, and we've come up with a few options for you. We can go recover your friends, and as sad as it is, give them a proper burial. Or, as I suggested, we use some of their funds from the vault that they had just recently stored away, and we take Sister Gorel out there and have her revive them.
With that, my face begins to light this light that you haven't seen in quite some time since we left town the first time. You're telling me that Sister Gorel can bring them back?
She gives you a big smile and she goes, "This is exactly why I told you to just come here and rest and not to worry." And she leans forward, and yes, this is not something unheard of. I'm sure in your emotional state you just didn't think of the options here, but fortunately we do have Sister Gorel here as the town's cleric. It's not cheap. It's rather expensive because she will be Needing some diamonds from me, which it's never fun, at least in my point of view, to turn diamonds into nothing. But if it is worth somebody's life, I guess it's not for waste. But yes, Sister Gorell told me that she will accompany you. She was nearly as distraught as you were when I told her what had happened, but her immediate response was, well, we have to go get them. And I told her that you did need your rest and, to give you some time here.
I imagine she was probably not nearly as freaked out as I was.
Oh no, this isn't as terrifying as it sounds. This is not her first time dealing with something like this.
I think when this is all said and done, I might need to hear a couple of those adventuring stories from you if it's not the first time.
Oh, well, even aside from adventuring, her job as a cleric, she's been summoned all across the Sword Coast. Seen plenty of dead. I think the worst of it is, though, when she has to tell someone that they're not saved, they're not in condition to be saved. That always breaks her heart. But I mean, you did say it was a banshee's wail that left them lifeless?
Yes, it was the banshees. They were fine after the ghouls, but I wasn't sure what to do, and I ended up taking their bodies somewhere that I thought could be safe, because I thought the least I could do was at least give them a proper burial.
Well, as long as their bodies remain untouched, then we shouldn't have a problem. She gives you a big smile. So feel a little better now?
A little. Still a little shaken and afraid to go back. I never thought I would be that afraid before, but I can't say I've seen my friends die in front of me before.
It can be rough.
Will you be accompanying us?
Me? No, I wish I could, but Sister Gorell will be more than enough support for you. I've got too much going on here. I can't just up and leave the town.
If it's only for a few hours, why can't you come with me? I would feel much safer if it was all of us.
Consider what you're saying now. You said if it's only for a few hours. Your few hours turned into coming back alone.
And what if nobody comes back?
Exactly. I need to be here for the town.
Why are you so concerned about this town? You don't want to help.
It's my job and duty to be here. As much as I may hate to see somebody I care about putting themselves in danger, I can't just drop everything I'm doing, everything I work hard for, to do something out of my own desire.
So you do care about me?
Well, would you like anything else to drink? And she stands up and walks over to her little personal wine cabinet and starts like kind of looking through the bottles to pick one out. She's clearly like not facing you.
I will stand up and I will just walk my ass right up to her and grab her by her wrist and kind of turn her around.
Well, somebody's had a little too much already, it looks like.
I need to know if you care.
Do you say that? Like, are you
yeah,
kind of sad saying that? Like, how are you expressing that question? Like, are you smiling and saying, I need to know if you care? Like, what is she seeing when you're saying that?
Like an eagerness and a sadness, but also a little bit of desperation.
So with that, she, you've turned her around to face you like this, but her hand is still on one of the bottles that she was looking at, and she just like pulls from behind her to pull the bottle out, and she also reaches, knowing exactly where her glasses are, while still looking at you, and grabs a glass. She just kind of walks, but allows you to see she's not walking away from you or pulling away or anything. But she walks back to the table and she slides her chair over to where you were sitting so she could sit closer with you. Notions to go ahead and take a seat, and she sits with you. Opens the bottle, kind of looks at you from time to time. Still not saying anything. Pours herself a glass. takes a sip. She looks away, looks at her glass, takes a long pause, takes a drink, sets the glass back down, and then looks back at you. I do care. But there is a but. I have to take care of my responsibilities before I ever take care of my own wants, dreams, desires, or my own heart, if you can understand this.
I don't understand. Why is it so much more important to do what everybody else needs than what you need?
So she takes a drink, kind of leans back in the chair, spreads her legs a bit, you know, like hard day of work cutting all that wood. Well, let's just say I've had a lot of history, a lot of experiences in life that, not to say that you haven't had your own, but, you know, each person has their own trials and tribulations, life experiences and things to overcome. She takes another drink out of her glass. You see, Fayda, it's not that I don't do what I want. It's that I've really trained myself to get to the place that I'm at now. Everything I've accomplished, my wealth, my status, my friends, my influence, had I ever just did what I want because I want to, had I never took the cold approach, I say cold because I feel with how you're looking at me right now that what I'm saying to you may seem a little cruel and calculated, but there is a level of professionalism that I adhere to above all else. And it is that professionalism that has allowed me to come as far as I have. So it's not that I don't do what I want for myself and listen to my desires. It's that I stick to this routine that I've so strictly built for myself. And if it wasn't for what I've built and following the structure I've given myself, I would not be here. And I won't ever change my priorities. And she takes another sip of her wine and kind of averts her gaze at you on that line. But she does clear her throat. It's not to say that I won't ever change my priorities, but at this current stage, I'm very close to achieving everything I've wanted to achieve. And once I feel confident that I've finally gotten what I've built, what I've set myself to reach, and then she looks back at you. That's when I feel that I could make some adjustments.
What do you want to achieve that's so important to you?
She gives you almost a wicked smile.
Oh.
Now, I think that is something that you still have to work for to get that piece of knowledge there, Fayda.
You don't
and
trust
the way
me?
she says Fayda, she's said it mockingly.
You can call me Valen if you want, because clearly you've been thinking about it, and you're saying you don't trust me?
She puts her fingers to her lips, and she says, I would watch everything you say, even in the comfort of my own home. You never know who could be watching.
I just figured it was always you watching.
Oh, for the most part it is, but I'm just saying the more you get to learn, the more you'll understand in time.
I just, with everything that's happened, I need to know, can I trust you?
Oh, can you trust me? Absolutely, of course.
Can I roll insight?
Yeah.
Not that it's great, but...
You believe her. She just said it matter-of-factly. And then she doubles down and she says, my word is my bond. I'm typically, as cloak and dagger as you might find me, and she gives you a smile, I typically am an open book and pretty direct with everything I have to say and do. But for the most part, I am no liar. I might be a deceiver, but I don't lie.
Then I have something that I need to ask you, but before I ask you, I need you to be honest with me.
It depends on what you ask. Her eyebrows kind of raise. That's a very wide-ranging question. Is there specifically you want to specifically something you want to know that I'm hiding? Because I can assure you I'm hiding a great many things.
I'm quite sure you are, and I feel like I know what kind of woman you are, and I feel that me lying to you at all is not going to get me anywhere, because I think you know when I'm lying. And I want to know, what are you hiding in there? And I'll point to the bedroom.
That. Well, important documents, for one. Some rainy day money. A few trinkets. And, she kind of looks at you like, how does she word the last part? An object that's very special to me. See, I don't lie. I just don't typically need to share everything. And she takes another drink of her wine.
You know that I'm on your side, right?
Oh, I know that for sure. I've actually got a missive for you, but I wasn't expecting you to come back with such bad news.
Well, neither was I. And guessing you're really not going to tell me what that object is, are you? It seemed like you're, hiding it from me.
She gives you like another smile, and she says, "Well, if I told you, it would ruin the fun."
The fun?
The fun, the mystery.
I'm sure there's plenty of other mysteries. I need to know about you, and if I can really, really trust you with the biggest thing in my life. Because I was going to trust Marcus, but look what happened to him. I do trust Marcus. I won't say that I don't trust Marcus. You're not out there risking your life like he is, and I need to know that I can trust you to do something that is so important to me if that happens to me.
She grabs the wine bottle and kind of plays with it in her hands for a minute, and slowly pours the wine into her glass, refilling it. Sets the bottle down, looks over at you, and she says, "You can trust me, for one. As for what I can share with you, that is on a business level. There are things I can share with you on a personal level, but..." She kind of leans in close. You see look in her eyes that sends a chill down your spine as she says the following to you. "Listen, Fang. You have no idea the kind of secrets that we have to keep, you and I, for the work that you've decided to do with us. You say that I don't put my life on the line. You have no clue what things I have in place to protect my neck every single hour of the day. Everything looks like sunshine and rainbows here in Phandalin, but I assure you, there is a lot going on. A lot that you're happy to not know about, so you can stay ignorant, as ignorance is bliss. enjoy it while you can. And she kind of like looks down. Sadly, you will get what you want and learn a lot more here in the coming days. And with this, she kind of looks a little sad that, you know, everything going on, that you want to know more things, and she clearly looks sad that, like, when you do learn more things, that maybe, you know, maybe you're gonna look like this one day. That's how you could feel.
I kind of place my hand on her cheek and I look at her in her eyes and I just tell her, I understand and I won't press it any further, but I'm here for you. I joined because I just believe in you and I don't even know what I'm in. I did it for the money, of course, but taking a blood oath like that shouldn't be taken as lightly just for the money. And I apologize for pressing you about it.
She just flips a switch 180 and just everything that her face had read is gone. Like, this mask reemerges and she's got a smile on her face. She picks up her wine glass. So, you need to get some sleep. You've got a big day in the morning. We don't want to leave Sister Gorell. As antsy as she is, she's doing such a good job pretending that she's all stoic and whatnot. But I could clearly tell she was... she would have left immediately had I not told her that we need to wait on you to get sturdy.
Did you hear me say that? Rather embarrassing. I'll try to get some sleep, but I just wanted to ask you one favor before I fall. With your network, I just wanted to know if
Our network?
you could load our network, though I'm afraid you know how to use it a lot better than I do at this point. I need you to see if you can tell me where Moira is.
Oh, when you get back, I'll give you that information.
Okay. And if I don't make it back from Axholm or any of these crazy exploits that I've somehow ended up on, went in for the money, and now I've grown to care for these two idiots that I'm saving time and time again. If I don't make it back, I want you to give her every single piece of coin that I have on me. And in the vault and everything that I have. I need you to give it to Moira for me.
Well, I will tell you that you don't have to worry about her coming around anytime soon, as she was here about 2 days before your party arrived.
Fuck. Closer than I thought she was. I thought I hit it well.
Yep. Well,
Guess
from what I
haven't.
can tell, she's gone north, back to Neverwinter. The last transmission I have about her whereabouts.
Must have been tracking her for a while.
I only track people once they've poked their nose into Phandalin, so just had a few people keep an eye on her as she left.
I understand. And
Then I found out the connection between the two of you.
And how I've brought an assassin as deadly as I am into Phandalin, yes.
Yes,
I'm
it's
sorry about that.
well, it's been some fun entertainment on my part.
Fun watching me run.
All right, well, I assure you, you don't have to worry about Moira. You get some sleep, and you two need to go make sure those ghouls haven't eaten your comrades, or then this will become a sad story. So, quick to bed, quick to bed. She kind of grabs, she walks over to that vial you had earlier. You should have a little bit more of this, and she pours some wine back into her cup, puts a few drops in it, and slides the glass over to you. Drink
And
up.
I'll pick up the glass and tell her, are you ever gonna stop dosing me with things?
She bellows a laughter out. I don't know. I kind of feel like you might like it.
Depends if there's a goat involved this time.
I assure you, that's goat free. Drink that. Let's get you to bed. I'll try
And
not
I'll
to bother you tonight. Let you get some sleep.
I'll give her a soft smile before, like, dousing the wine, and then I'll tell her, I won't go through anything this time, and I'll actually get some sleep, I promise.
All right. And with that, we will go into the night, and I need you to do one perception roll while staying in her house. And I have to see if you even woke up. You wake up in the middle of the night. Halia is nowhere to be seen. And you see the flicker of candlelight coming from her living room. And you hear two voices. One is Halia's, and one is a voice you've never heard.
Can I try to sneak out of bed to hear it, or do I hear anything?
You can't really make out what they're saying because they're speaking in Dwarvish.
Son of a bitch! Why don't I have a language? This is twice now.
But if you would like to sneak out of bed and see if you can get a peek at what's happening in the living room, you may.
Yeah.
Let me do one little perception check
20s.
because this is not passive perception because the people you are dealing with are very paranoid.
Great, I'm screwed.
I like how it's throwing a bunch of fake dice.
So many dice.
It throws a bunch of fake ones to fuck with you guys. Yeah, you're fine. You are not detected.
Oh. Then, yeah, I will slide out of bed and creep my way towards the door.
So as you crack the door open, just ever so slightly, with your face pressed against the crack of the door so close, you're waiting for that first visible piece of light to barely touch your pupil, like so you could just look for movement or something without giving yourself away. You clearly see Halia, and whomever she's talking to is out of your view. But then she reaches her hand out, as if she's waiting for the person she's speaking with to bring her something. And you see a book float into her hand. And it, even in Dwarvish, it clearly sounds like she's saying thank you. And you shut the door.
And run back to bed. Not run. I don't run. I gracefully walk back to bed.
Yeah, so you did not actually see anybody. You just saw the book go into her hand.
Is there a window in her room?
Yeah.
I'm guessing no cracks under the door that I could try to peek under.
You wouldn't really see anything.
It's feet.
I mean, yeah, you could look for feet. You want to look for feet? Are you a foot hunter, you nasty little halfling?
You know what?
You're not the first halfling that's asked me for feet.
Yeah, but I'm probably the dumbest halfling you've ever had because of what I'm about to do.
What are you going to do?
I am going to put my full tired face on and just walk out of the door like I'm tired and I need to take a piss.
Okay.
So I will just, yeah.
You open the door and Halia just looks over at you. She's got this book in hand and she says, "Oh, hello. Can't sleep well?"
I just needed to use the restroom. A lot of wine.
Yeah, help yourself.
Were you reading? I'm sorry to disturb you.
Oh, just looking through some ledgers. Work related.
Always work related, isn't it? Even though it's, what time is it?
It's like 3 a.m.
Odd to be working at 3 a.m, wouldn't you say?
Not odd. A lot to do all the time.
Do you mind if I look at the book?
Certainly, go ahead. She hands you a ledger. Just got a bunch of numbers, materials they've shipped out to Neverwinter.
Yep, that's a ledger. Just...
You are tired. Why don't you go to the bathroom and get some sleep? She kind of laughs.
And I'll just give a fake ass yawn and go to the bathroom.
Roll perception if you want to see if anybody's in the room.
God damn it!
There's nobody in this room. The voice you heard too was only about 5 feet from her.
You know, I thought I heard somebody in here. Was somebody in here?
Oh, it must have been the sleeping aid we gave you. Shouldn't have put it in your wine. Sorry about that.
It's driving me fucking nuts, dude. I hate you so much right now.
I mean,
God
you could
damn
say, do I believe her? Like, can I roll insight on it? Because if you want to catch her and, bullshitting you.
I mean, problem is I'm not fucking wise.
Here, I'll be generous. Let's give her the bullshit button.
I'm stealthy as shit, but I ain't wise. So many dice.
Oh yeah, she bullshitted you.
Oh, what did she roll?
29.
But I only got a 13.
You failed to pass her deception.
Oh, okay. You're saying she okay. Got it. Of 29. What fucking bullshit. All right.
I think deception is her highest thing. Like how you have your sneak and all that. I think hers is deception.
Whatever character I'm playing next is going to be the wisest motherfucker you met in your life.
Well,
that's
that's
twice
charisma.
as wise as Marcus.
Deception's charisma. She's very charismatic.
Clearly. All right, then. Is there anything else I can fucking do? I'm just gonna go to the bathroom.
Do you need help with the bathroom?
I think I need help with a lot of things at this point. I'm hearing things and seeing things, and you're
fatigued.
My mind is...
You're tired. Yes, everything you've been through, it's understandable. Just go to the bathroom and get some sleep. I'll put a glass of water on the nightstand next to the bed.
Will you be coming to bed anytime soon?
She kind of like looks around at the couch and stuff. You see, there's like a blanket on the couch, like. She could have slept for a little bit before you actually woke up. Well, I just kind of wanted to give you my room for the night. Everything you'd been through, I didn't know if I should, be there or not. I just wanted to give you time to think and relax.
I wouldn't mind the company.
Oh, if you don't mind, then yeah, I'll join you then. Let me get you that water, and I'll see you when you get out of the bathroom.
Sounds good to me. And yeah, then I'll go to the bathroom and pretend to use it because I don't actually have to.
She puts her ear to the door, listening for the sounds of pee hitting the water.
No, she doesn't, motherfucker.
No. But Jesus, like I wish the NPCs behaved more like players, because then that would happen.
Touche. Because it doesn't make sense. But like,
Halia, is she peeing? DM? I should just start making them ask me questions. Roleplay the NPCs asking player questions. Well, I want to listen to her pee. And then you're like, oh my god. Truth, you're fucking my head up. Like, stop acting like you're DMing for the NPCs too, and then I just make everybody's brains rot.
Do it. If she's suspicious of me, do it.
She's not listening to you, P. She's too confident for that. So, yeah, she gets you the water and all that, and she will see you in bed, and she'll just, she's not going to make advances on you and stuff. She'll just like give you comfort and kind of stroke your hair and comment how your hair still smells like absolute shit, like rotten flesh and feces, and just just to make you laugh, pretty much. She embellishes how bad you stink a few different times throughout the night. And eventually you do get sleep. You are able to rest, and you have a great sleep between taking the sleeping aid and having her warmth and her pretty much being a mommy to you. Just
I fucking knew you were gonna drop a mommy bomb.
yeah, she just
You're gonna do it.
you have probably the most comfortable sleep you've had in a while for what's happened. Surprisingly, one of the best nights of rest you've had. And with that, we will go into a new day.
So many great rolls, so many bad rolls, it was very 50-50.
All right. Now, we're going to do a little fast forwarding.
Yep.
Halia will have pretty much told you to have a safe journey with Sister Gorel. Sister Gorel would have met you guys over at the Miners Exchange. Let me get the sister.
Oh, I could take a long rest. Wait, is it? This is a long rest, right?
Yep, hit long rest.
Got a restful sleep.
You would have seen the first thing you would have noticed with Sister Gorel is she looked undisturbed with the news. Whether she's hiding it or not, I mean, you could roll to see if she's suppressing anything, but for the most part, she's just as Sister Gorel as ever, and, gives you the most chipper, like, good morning, Fayda.
If you're offering me a roll to see how she feels, then yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Insight?
Yep.
I'm guessing. Wisdom.
The only thing that looks a little off about her is her eyes are a little red. Like either she didn't get enough sleep or perhaps she had been crying throughout the night. Her eyes look a little off. But other than that, she's doing a very visible job of keeping in control and focused and seeming like it's just another day.
Gotcha.
With that, she tells you that she's made the preparations and that she worked with Thomas yesterday before the Miners Exchange closed. They have withdrawn funds from the vault from Marcus and Sudamir to pay for the diamonds that they need for the spell that she's going to cast on the boys back at Axholm. And she just kind of keeps reassuring you as she's telling you this stuff. Like, she's saying everything matter-of-factly, very positive. Like, this is all gonna work out. It's fine. They're just sleeping. They're just sleeping. That kind of like mentality's going on. And yeah, she's got the horses, some fresh food. Looks like she's just been kind of antsy, ready to go. And with that, Halia, as cold as it sounds, really starts getting back to work. Like, even as she's talking to you guys, she's signing off on things as her employees are running up to her and asking her questions. But at the same time, she's doing her damned best to appear supportive and fully invested in what you guys are talking about. Yeah. And with that, you do notice Sister Gorel, though, is actually wearing some armor under her habit today. She's a little armored up for the journey. You've never seen her with a mace on her hip before. See,
I'm checking her out for sure.
She's got her shields strapped to the back of one of the horses.
It seems like you're ready to go.
I'm very ready to go. And with that, you guys can head on out unless there is anything else you needed to do.
Nope. I'm ready to go get the guys.
Okay. Let's roll and see how smooth this goes. Oh, man. I need 2 dice. We have a 4, which means you guys get there safely. And then we have an 18, which means You don't encounter Cryovane, so you make it safely to Axholm with no problems.
Imagine Cryovane showed up, dude.
Along the trip, she just asks you to reiterate what happens, and she's listening to you, and she's like, oh, that's terrible. Oh, I'm sorry you had to see that, Fayda. And, you guys stopped a couple times along the way, too, to, like, let the horses rest for a minute. And then at one point, she kind of stopped because it looked like it was kind of hitting you hard again, saying, when you were talking about what had happened and the letters you found. You did give her one of the letters that had her name on it. And as she read it, that's the first time you really saw her lose composure. But after she had read it, she kind of just tucked it in her pocket and gave you a big smile. And she was like, I don't know why I read that, because you know what? We're going to go get them. Everything's going to be fine. They're just sleeping. They're just sleeping. So, you guys, let's get you in here. I do have to ask, you brought all the horses back, right?
Yeah, I would have
Okay.
brought all the horses.
All right, so the horses are back with you guys. There we go. We're gonna load you in right here. Next
I'm
time,
terrified.
when we play, we will find out if they survive.
Dragons lurking, danger near. Not to worry, no fear. Brings not plenty, heart sincere.